In the world of motorsports, there exists a fine line between ingenuity and outright rule-breaking. Some teams operate by the book, faithfully abiding by every regulation, every specification, and every bureaucratic obstacle that the governing body throws their way. And then there are the winners. These are the people who read the rulebook not as a rigid document, but as a polite list of suggestions, helpful guidelines that might be bent, interpreted, or outright ignored in the name of speed. And no one played the game better than Roger Penske and his star driver Mark Donohue. Their weapon of choice, a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. A car so brilliantly and sneakily modified that it became one of the most controversial and iconic race cars in American motorsports history. This car, dubbed the Lightweight, was a Camaro that had been dipped in acid, built to bend physics, and destined to win at all costs. This is the story of how Penske and Donohue outfoxed the competition, ran circles around the rulebook, and helped Chevrolet establish the Camaro as a genuine Mustang killer in Trans Am racing. So let me tell you all about it. You see, by the mid-1960s, the Ford Mustang had completely reshaped the American car market. It was small, quick, stylish, and crucially affordable. It was also a monster on the racetrack, dominating the newly created Trans American Sedan Championship, better known as Trans Am. Ford's strategy was simple: win on Sunday, sell on Monday. And it was working. The 1966 Trans Am season saw the Mustang steamroll the competition, with Shelby American running factory-backed cars that left everyone else fighting over scraps. The absence of a serious rival only made things easier. Ford had the market cornered. Chevrolet, however, was watching, and Chevrolet was not impressed. Thus, in 1967, the Camaro arrived, billed as Chevrolet's answer to the Mustang. The Camaro was everything Ford's pony car was, but with a little more muscle and a whole lot more attitude. It had the looks, it had the performance, and thanks to a new performance package called the Z28, it had the potential to be a real threat in Trans Am racing. Now Chevrolet had the car, now they just needed someone to make it fast. Enter Roger Penske, a man whose name would soon become synonymous with winning in just about every form of motorsports. Penske had built a reputation as a master strategist, someone who could not only field a quick car, but also find ways to make it quicker than the rules should allow. That said, he didn't cheat per se. He just saw the rulebook as a puzzle to be solved. To drive the Camaro, Penske turned to Mark Donohue, an engineering genius who just happened to be blisteringly quick behind the wheel. Donohue was the thinking man's racer, a driver who didn't just push the car to its limits, but understood how to redraw those limits entirely. Together, Penske and Donohue set out to turn the Camaro into a championship-winning machine, and to do that, they would need to get creative. Now, the first problem Penske and Donohue encountered was weight. The Camaro, as fast as it was a bit on the chunky side compared to the Mustang, and in racing, excess weight is the enemy. So the team looked for ways to make their Camaro lighter. And then they heard a rumor. Word in the paddock was that the Shelby American team was doing something sneaky. They were sending their Mustang race cars to a Lockheed Aerospace facility in California, where they were being subjected to an industrial acid dipping process normally used on aircraft parts. The acid would eat away at the metal, thinning the body panels and shedding valuable pounds. The idea was absolutely brilliant. The rulebook didn't say you couldn't do it, because no one had even considered it as an option. Naturally, Penske saw this as a green light. When Donohue crashed the team's first Camaro during practice at Briar Motorsport Park, it was almost a blessing in disguise. They now had an excuse to build a new car, one that would be lighter, faster, and far more devious. The second Camaro Z28 ever built was sent off to be acid-dipped, a process that reduced its weight by an astonishing 370 pounds or 168 kilograms. The car was now significantly below the legal weight limit, but that wasn't necessarily a problem. The team simply hid laid weights in strategic places to meet the minimum weight during official scrutineering, then quietly removed them before the race. But this weight reduction wasn't the only trick they used. You see, the car also featured a trackable 302 cubic inch V8 equipped with dual Holley 4-barrel carburetors and a prototype cross-ram intake manifold that wasn't exactly legal. The roll cage, normally just a safety feature, was designed to stiffen the chassis, compensating for the acid dipping process that had weakened the car's structure. In short, the lightweight was a masterclass in racing trickery, and when it hit the track, it was devastatingly quick. Now, the 1967 season saw the lightweight take 3 wins, including dominant performances in the final 2 races. But by then, the ACCA had caught on. At the Crow's Landing event, officials decided to take a closer look at the Penske Camaro. What they found horrified them. The body panels were practically paper thin, and when they weighed the car properly, it was nowhere near legal. The verdict was swift. The lightweight was banned. Penske protested loudly. He pointed out that other teams were doing the same thing, most notably Smokey Yunick, who was practically a one-man war on the rulebook, but the ACCA wouldn't budge. New weight regulations were introduced for 1968, making sure no one could pull the same trick again. But Penske wasn't done. For the 1968 Sebring 12 hours, he found a loophole. He sent both the 1968 Camaro and the banned lightweight to the race, but disguised the older car with a 68 front grille and swapped the roundel numbers. The officials, blissfully unaware, signed off on the new Camaro, and once again, the lightweight was back in action. And once again, it dominated. Donohue and the lightweight won the Trans Am class at Sebring and finished 3rd overall, ahead of purpose-built endurance GT cars. It was the perfect farewell to one of the greatest rule-bending machines in racing history. Though it was banned from competition, the lightweight's influence was undeniable. The lessons Penske and Donohue learned carried over into the 1968 season, where they won 10 out of 13 races and took the championship. Today, the famous acid-dipped Camaro still exists, beautifully restored and equipped with its original Traco V8. In January of this year, it crossed the auction block at a Mecum auction, with bids starting at $900,000. Yet, astonishingly, this car failed to sell. Which means that somewhere out there, this legendary rule-breaking Camaro is waiting for its next owner. Perhaps someone with a love for speed and a disregard for authority. But at the end of this video, please let me know what you guys thought of the video and what do you guys think of this car story. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys did like it, you'll most probably enjoy most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see if there's someone to like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?